The Middle East, a region synonymous with turmoil and unrest. Recent months have seen a dramatic escalation in the decades-long conflict between Israel, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Lives lost, futures shattered, fear reigns supreme. The air is thick with tension, and the ground is stained with the memories of countless battles. To understand this intricate conflict, we turn to two powerful lenses: René Girard's Mimetic Theory and John Mearsheimer's Realpolitik. These theories provide a deeper understanding of the motivations and actions of the involved parties. These frameworks offer insights into the human condition and the ruthless world of international relations. They help us see beyond the immediate violence to the underlying forces at play. Girard, a French philosopher, argued that human desire is not innate but mimetic. This means our desires are imitative. We want what others want, leading to rivalry and conflict. We want what others want. This simple yet profound observation explains much of human behavior. This mimetic desire, Girard believed, lies at the heart of conflict and violence. It creates a cycle where envy and rivalry lead to escalating tensions and, ultimately, violence. On the other hand, Mearsheimer, a renowned political scientist, posits that states are driven by a relentless pursuit of power in an anarchic international system. This perspective is crucial for understanding the strategic decisions made by nations. This is Realpolitik, where survival trumps morality. In this view, the quest for power and security often overrides ethical considerations. By applying these theories to the Israel-Hamas-Hezbollah conflict, we can begin to unravel the complexities of this seemingly intractable struggle. We can see how deep-seated desires and strategic calculations intertwine. We can explore how mimetic desire fuels the cycle of violence, perpetuating a never-ending loop of aggression and retaliation, and how realpolitik shapes the actions of state and non-state actors alike. Understanding these dynamics is key to finding pathways to peace and stability in a region engulfed by conflict. Mimetic theory, at its core, suggests that our desires are not our own. We often think our wants and needs are unique, but in reality, they are shaped by the people around us. We learn to desire by imitating others. This imitation is a fundamental aspect of human behavior, influencing everything from our career aspirations to our personal relationships. This mimicry, while seemingly innocuous, can lead to rivalry and conflict when the desired object is scarce. The more we see others wanting something, the more we want it ourselves, often leading to competition. Think of two children fighting over the same toy. The toy itself may be trivial, but the desire, amplified by the other child's desire, becomes a point of contention. The toy itself may be trivial, but the desire, amplified by the other child's desire, becomes a point of contention. This simple scenario mirrors larger, more complex conflicts in the adult world. In the context of the Middle East, this mimetic rivalry is evident in the struggle for land, identity, and recognition. The stakes are higher, but the underlying dynamics are the same. Each side, mirroring the other's animosity and fear, seeks to assert its claim, often through violence. The desire to dominate and the fear of being dominated drive the conflict. Hamas, aiming to mirror the perceived success of Hezbollah's resistance, escalates its attacks on Israel. This imitation of tactics and strategies only intensifies the conflict. This, in turn, provokes a forceful response from Israel, further fueling the cycle of violence. Each side's actions are a reaction to the others, creating a never-ending loop of aggression. This mimetic web traps all parties involved. The more they fight, the more entangled they become in a cycle that seems impossible to break. Each act of aggression is met with an even stronger reaction, driven by the desire to outdo the other, to assert dominance. The original grievances become overshadowed by the need to win. The original object of desire becomes almost irrelevant. What matters is the struggle itself, the relentless pursuit of victory over the rival. This endless cycle of mimetic violence leaves devastation in its wake, with no clear resolution in sight. Realpolitik, a school of thought that emphasizes power and self-interest in international relations, offers a different but complementary perspective. It suggests that the actions of states are driven not by ideals or ethics, but by pragmatic considerations of power and security. In this framework, states are rational actors operating in a self-help system. They must rely on their own resources and strategies to ensure their survival and protect their interests. Survival is paramount, and morality takes a back seat to the pursuit of power and security. This often leads to actions that might seem harsh or unjust, but are deemed necessary for the state's continued existence. The Middle East, a region fraught with historical grievances, competing nationalisms, and the pursuit of regional hegemony, exemplifies Realpolitik in action. Here, the struggle for power and influence is a daily reality, shaping the policies and actions of its nations. Israel, surrounded by hostile neighbors, prioritizes its security above all else. Its strategic decisions are driven by the need to protect its citizens and maintain its sovereignty. Its military actions, often perceived as disproportionate, are driven by the need to deter future attacks and maintain its regional dominance. These actions are calculated to send a clear message to potential aggressors. Hezbollah, on the other hand, seeks to secure its position within Lebanon and project power as a resistance movement against Israel. It operates with the aim of strengthening its influence and achieving its ideological goals. Its actions are calculated to enhance its standing, garner support, and ultimately achieve its strategic objectives. By positioning itself as a defender of Lebanese sovereignty and a challenger to Israeli power, Hezbollah gains both local and regional support. Iran, the patron of Hezbollah, plays its own game of chess, using proxies like Hezbollah to counter American influence and advance its regional ambitions. Through these alliances, Iran extends its reach and bolsters its strategic position in the Middle East, navigating the complex web of regional politics with calculated moves. While seemingly distinct, mimetic theory and realpolitik intertwine in a toxic brew that perpetuates conflict. Mimetic rivalry, amplified by the pursuit of power, creates a dangerous feedback loop. Each act of violence, justified by realpolitik considerations, feeds the mimetic desire for retaliation and dominance. Israel's military superiority, a manifestation of its realpolitik calculations, ironically intensifies the mimetic rivalry. Hamas and Hezbollah, seeking to emulate the perceived strength of their adversary, are drawn deeper into the vortex of violence. Their actions, while strategically motivated, also reflect the mimetic urge to match, if not surpass, their rival. This interplay between mimetic desire and realpolitik creates a tragic paradox. Each side, believing itself to be acting rationally in its own self-interest, becomes ensnared in a cycle of violence that serves no one's long-term interests. Peace, already elusive, becomes even more distant with every act of aggression.